All right, Shalom. This is your brother Shamar from Phoenix. With that being said, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWAHSHI, BAHASHAM, QUADASH. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to you brothers out there doing this work in truth and sincerity. And what I want to get into real quick today is being circumspect in your walk in this truth, man, and having your wits about you in this truth, you know. Because the scripture says that we're supposed to be circumspect, we're supposed to be conscious, we're supposed to be aware of how we conduct ourselves, man. Because that's why we were given these laws, statutes, and commandments, these precepts, this wisdom, this knowledge, to instruct us on the way that we should go, man. To instruct us on how we should behave, what our behavior should be, what our mentality should be. Because there's a certain mentality and behavior that you need to and there's certain guidelines that you need to follow to conduct yourself in this truth, man. You being man of the Lord, you possessing this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, you can't act like the rest of the world out here, man. The elder Rambla, he made a video about doing so, man. About being circumspect and how you conducting yourself and how you bringing out this word and how your actions are seen by others, man. And we have to take heed to things like that, man. With that, I want to get Deuteronomy 4, start at verse 5. It says, "Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land where ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations." So we are in the sight of these nations, man. The Lord put in the spotlight on the so-called Hebrew Israelite movement. And whether it be for good or whether it be for bad, it's for the elect's sake at the end of the day. But Esau, the Lord controls Esau, and Esau putting the so-called Hebrew Israelite movement in a negative light. Why? Because he wants to paint us as terrorists and threats. But like the brother Ramblad said like the elder Slakia, like the elder Ramblad said in the video, hey, all we doing is pushing out this word, and that we should be about the word, man. But we are in the sight of the nations, man. We are in the sight of these people out here. There's a spotlight being put, and there's been a spotlight on us. It's just now increasing, you know. And the so we have to be circumspect. So like we have to be circumspect. We have to be aware of how we are conducting ourselves, man, on the highways and hedges and the videos that we make, and in our daily personal lives and one towards another, man. With that again, it says, "Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people." So at the end of the day, man, when the Lord brings back our righteousness and our rulership upon the earth, these other nations, they're gonna look up to us, man. Because why? Because we're gonna have the law, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father. And we're going to execute them, and we're going to live by them. We're going to walk the walk and talk the talk. We're going to have that new covenant where the law is going to be written in our inward parts. But in the meantime, we have to be circumspect of how we handle this word. We have to treat it like the precious gift that it is. And we have to be circumspect of how we deal with one another and how we deal in our daily lives, man. In our work life, in our personal life, in our life within this truth. Because these are all separate lives, man. Your personal life, they're separate, but at the same time, they're joined together. That's why you got to be wise as serpent, hard as a dove. Let your right hand know what your left hand does, and so on and so forth, man. These things intertwine, but they're also separate. Your personal life, your work life, your life in this truth, your life among brothers. These all combine together, but you have to be circumspect and how you conduct yourselves in each of these areas, man. You gotta hold yourself to the utmost integrity, because if you read the scriptures, all the men of the Lord, all the great men of the Lord were men of integrity, men of complete honesty, man. Men of complete sincerity, men of complete courage. That's why in the scriptures, they describe Jacob as a plain man. If you look up that word plain, it means perfect, and it means having no flaw, pretty much, man. So we have to be circumspect of how we deal with ourselves, how we deal with our own lives. We gotta have a higher caliber mentality, man. Well, we can't be like these other nations out here. You know, we can't be doing things like the other nations. We have to be circumspect. Why? Because we're given this gift. We're given this knowledge, wisdom, understanding. We are given there's great work to do. And to do a great work requires that you be a great man. Not in the proud sense, but in the sense that you have to be on an elevated level and grow to an elevated level. For brothers coming in and you brothers, man, you know, you're here to grow. You know, like I said in an earlier video, you be as a little child, you got to be as a child and grow, man. You know, I'm going to keep on reading. For what nation is there so great who Yahweh is so nigh unto them, as the Lord our power is in all things that we call upon him for? And what nation is there so great that has statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law, which I set before you this day? Only take heed to thyself and keep thy soul diligently. So we have to take heed to ourselves, man. We have to take heed to our actions, behaviors, and mentalities and ways of thinking. And keep thy soul diligently, and lest thou forget the things which thou have seen, and lest they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life, but teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons. You know, so we have to be diligent. We have to take heed to how we do everything, man. How our behavior is in every aspect of our life. We have to be 100% circumspect. And the scriptures say to be circumspect, man. And the scriptures don't say that because it sounds wise. And because we do have to be circumspect about what we say, about what we do, about how we act. You know, we have to be circumspect. We have to be, you know, we have to see things through the eyes of the scriptures. I'm going to read that again. Only take heed to thyself and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thou hast seen, what thine eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thy heart all the days of life, but teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons. You know, so we're supposed to be circumspect, we're supposed to be diligent word, and we're supposed to be examples to other men to do so. You know, there's always, you know, whether how long you've been in a camp or whatever, there's always eyes upon you. You know, whether you've been there for 6 months or whether you've been there for a year or so on and so forth. You know, that new brother is always going to be looking to you as for guidance and an example how he should conduct himself. So therefore, you have to give a proper example. You know, we have to be circumspect. Circumspect starts with everybody, man. That right example starts with everybody. You know, walking circumspectly and diligently starts with everybody, man. Everybody should be example to one another. Like I said, man, you got to be careful of how you deal with certain things. You know what? I'm gonna get a definition of that word circumspect. It was that I want to get Job 5:27. I think it says, "Lo, this we have searched it, so it is. Hear it and know thou it for thy good." And know what? So we got to search out these scriptures, and we got to know that the commandments, the laws, and the statutes, and the ways that it tells us to conduct yourself, and the ways that it tells us to be one toward another, and in this truth is for our own good, man. You know, the Lord put these laws, statutes, and commandments for the benefit of the nation of Israel, for the benefit of your so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. With that, I'm going to get Job 8:8. Just a few scriptures, you know. For I inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers. You know, so we're supposed to look at examples of the prophets, you know, examples of the mighty men of the scriptures, and you know, we gotta look at the and study the integrity and the integrity of character and the way they dealt with things, and their faith, you know, and their ways of doing things. We have to study that, man. We have to search of our fathers, man. We got to search of our fathers of how they acted, how they conducted themselves. You know, for we are but yesterday and know nothing, because our days are earth upon are the shadow. Shall not they teach thee and tell thee in other words out their heart? So we have to look upon the former things, man. What does the scripture say that the former? Well, he paraphrasing that the former things were written for our learning. So we have many great examples in the scriptures, man. It's all the prophets, how this Paul, Samuel. We have many great examples. David, King Solomon. Many great examples, man. Of how we conduct ourselves, of how we should be in this truth, how the men of old, how the men of ancient days, how they dealt with certain things. You know, with that, I want to get Ecclesiastes 5:12. It says, I don't think that's it. It's locked in. Ecclesiastes 5:2. Be not rash with thy mouth, and let not thine heart be hasty to utter anything before Yahweh. For Yahweh is in heaven, and thou upon earth. Therefore, let thy words be few. So we got to be circumspect of how we conduct ourselves, how we be in this truth of the things that we say. We can't like the brother Salakia, like the elder Ramdas said in the video, man, of going, talking about how this whole situation with the Hebrew Israelites and the guns, and they're being proud, they're being vain, they're being carnal, and that so-called Native American, which the other Ramdas said pretty much he's an actor or agent. And there's been articles about that too. He's an actor and an agent, and how that whole situation was just set up, by these elites to what, to just a propaganda technique to bring a bad name upon the real men that are doing this work and honesty and sincerity, man. So we have to be circumspect about how we go about our Father's business, so to speak. With that, we're going to get 2 Corinthians 4:1 and 2. It says, therefore, seeing we have this ministry, as we have received mercy, we faint not. So we always got to remember whether we're under mercy right now. We're under mercy because we received this truth. The Lord didn't have to wake us up. The Lord didn't have to reveal this truth unto us. The Lord could have kept us lost in the world, doing the same bullshit that we were doing before we got this gift of faith, man. But have renounced the hidden things of dishonesty, not walking in craftiness, nor handling the word of Yahweh deceitfully. So we have to be circumspect of how we walk in this truth, of how we deal with the scriptures, and how we present ourselves on the highways and hedges and videos that we make. And it's a learning process, man. You learn to walk circumspectly. You learn to say certain things and not say certain things. And it requires patience, man, and it requires study, and it requires self-examination. And it never stops. It's a continual process of self-examination, of learning, of examining yourself, of checking your behavior. It's a continual process. We have renounced the hidden things of dishonesty, not walking in craftiness, nor handling the word of Yahweh deceitfully, but by manifestation of the truth, commending ourselves to every man conscious in the sight of Yahweh. So we have to have that utmost integrity in dealing with this word, and dealing in this truth, and dealing with this work, and dealing with one another, man. Because like I said, man, in all areas of our life, our personal life, our work life, our life in this truth, we have to be an example of YAHAWAHSHI, man. We have to follow YAHAWAHSHI's example. That's why he's given us this word. He's given us his word, and we have to treat it respectfully. We have to treat it with the utmost reverence, and we have to treat it, as a precious gift as it is, man. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world has blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of YAHAWAHSHI, who is the image of God, shall shine upon them. And we have this glorious gospel, man. We have this light of the glorious gospel. So that's why we have to be that much more aware of how we dealing with it, man, of how we present it, and how we present ourselves. For we preach not ourselves, verse 5. But we preach not ourselves, but Meshiach YAHAWAHSHI, the Lord, and ourselves your servants for YAHAWAHSHI's sake. So we preach not ourselves, man. We don't preach our own vain opinions, or we don't bring in our own emotions. We don't bring in what we think, we bring out what the scriptures say. So therefore that goes back to being circumspect about things. With that, I want to get Hebrews 10:19. This is Hebrews 10:19, and it says, having therefore, brethren, boldness to enter into the holiest by the blood of YAHAWAHSHI, by a new and living way. So we have to have a new and living way. So our old way of doing things, our old way of thinking, our old mentalities, our old habits, you gotta flush those down the toilet, man. And you gotta have a new and living way, a way that's gonna be beneficial to you. A new way of life. In other words, a new and living way. So you gotta have a completely different lifestyle than one that you had before you came into this truth. A completely different lifestyle than the majority of the world out here, than these 2/3 out here. Your lifestyle should be completely different than theirs. You pretty much should have nothing in common with these 2/3 out here, or these heathen out here. Because you're supposed to have a new and living way, which she has consecrated for us, though through the veil, that is to say, his flesh, and having an high priest over the house of Yahweh. Let us draw near with a true heart and full assurance. So true heart, so it's utmost integrity. Was a utmost honesty in doing this work. Be honest with yourself, man. Examine yourself. And that goes for me too. You know, having our hearts sprinkled from an evil conscience and our bodies washed with pure water. Let us hold fast profession of our faith without wavering, for he is that faithful that promise. And let us consider one another to provoke to love and to good works. So that's how we're supposed to be for to one another, man. We consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works. So we're supposed to encourage one another, man. We're supposed to be a beacon of hope to one another, to the other brother that's standing with you in that line. You to the best ability, you encourage that brother, man. You be a beacon of hope unto him. You provoke unto love and to good works, man. You give that brother you lift that brother's spirits up. We're not here to bring each other down. We're here to build each other up. What does the scriptures say? Let us all things be done unto edifying. That word edifying, of course, it means to build up, man. With that, I want to get Ephesians 5:15. This is Ephesians 5:15. And it says, see then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. So there's the scriptures again telling us how we should act. We should walk circumspectly. We shouldn't be like fools, the fools that are out here, the 2/3, the heathen, redeeming the time because the days are evil, and that's the time. And the time we're living in they're very evil times, and they're just gonna get more and more wicked, man. You can see the things unfolding. You can see the things happening. You can see if you're in the spirit that the things are popping off, man. That things are moving quickly. You can see the persecution that coming. You can see Jacob's trouble coming. You can see the mark of the beast microchip coming. You can see all that coming. This is the year of the Karagma, the year of the ship, and with that ship, it's gonna bring all these contentions and uprisings of the people and this persecution. All that's gonna come with it, man. And that ain't going anywhere. That's going to continue to increase. That's why the media and so on and so forth. They're trying to put a negative light on the men doing this work, man. Therefore, be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. We have to be absolutely clear of the work that we're doing. We also have to be clear of our Father's business and of the will of the Lord of doing this work. That's what the will of the Lord is for the men to do this work diligently and with the utmost integrity, and with the best and to the best of your ability, with whatever talent and faith that the Lord has given you. With that, I'm gonna get the last scripture. Just a real quick lesson. It says Tobit 4:14, and it says, let not the wages of any man which has wrought for thee tarry with thee, but give him it out of thy hand. For if thou serve Yahweh, he will also repay thee. But be circumspect, my son, in all things thou doest, and be wise in all thy conversation. So that's telling you right there, man. That we have to be circumspect in everything that we do, in every area of our life. We have to be watchful and aware of how we're thinking and how we're acting and what we're doing, and be wise in all that conversation, and the things that we say, and the things that we say to one another. You know, do that to no man which thou hatest. Drink not wine to make thee drunken, neither let drunkenness go with thee in thy journey. Give of thy bread to the hungry, and of thy garments to them that are naked, and according to thine abundance give alms, and let not thine eye be envious when thou givest alms. Pour out thy bread on the burial of the just, but give nothing to the wicked. Ask counsel of all that are wise, and despise not any counsel that is profitable. Bless the Lord thy power always, and desire of him that thy ways may be directed, and all thy paths and counsels may prosper. For every nation is not counsel, but the Lord himself give us all good things. He humbles whom he will, as he will. Now therefore, my son, remember my commandments, neither let them be put out thy mind. So we always have to be aware of these things, man. We always have to walk circumspectly. We always have to be aware of the things that we're doing to the best of our ability, man. And like I said, this is a continually going process, man. With that being said, man, I hope this lesson was edifying. With that, I want to say Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi. Shalom.